What is up guys, Tired here, and welcome to another very late character explained video featuring 8 from Final Fantasy Type 0. Before anything else, I would like to give a quick shout out to the creators of the DissidiaDB.com website and the Tonberry Troop from the DFFOO subreddit, as most of the information that I will be sharing with you guys were taken from them. So without further ado, let's proceed on checking out his kit. So firstly, 8 is a melee attacker that prefers to use his fists to attack his enemies. His kit revolves around his dodge and counter mechanic, and he also has a blue crystal affinity for his crystal passives. So, his first skill is called Quick Bolt Stance. At base form, it raises 8's Brave based on his attack before performing a melee Brave plus HP attack. It also grants him his Quick Bolt buff for 4 turns. While his Quick Bolt is active, his Brave attack turns into Brave Attack Plus, which will now be a 8-hit melee Brave attack. His HP attack now turns into HP attack plus, which is now a melee brave plus HP attack. Quick Bolt also raises his max brave attack and speed. While Quick Bolt and his other buff Last Stand is active, his HP attack and HP attack plus turns into Light Speed Jab, which is a melee brave plus HP attack. Equipping his Quick Bolt Stance Extend passive increases the skill's Brave hits to 2. The total Brave potency is increased and gains a overflow of up to 120%. It also extends the duration of Quick Bolt buff by 4 turns. When using HP attack, the number of Brave hits is increased to 2 and gains a raise in total Brave potency. When using Light Speed Jab, 8 raises his Brave based on his attack and then increases the Brave hits of the skill to 2. It gains a raise in total Brave potency as well as overflow of up to 120%. Light Speed Jab now inflicts a large defense down for 2 turns after breaking a target or attacking a broken enemy. When using Brave Attack Plus, there is a raise in total Brave potency. Also, Light Speed Jab turns into Light Speed Jab Plus, which extends the duration of 8's current buffs by 1 turn, and it also has no action delay and does not increase turn count. Using Light Speed Jab Plus reverts back into Light Speed Jab after 1 use. Equipping his 15 CP weapon passive raises Quick Bolt Stance's Brave potency and Brave gain. It also improves the effect of the Quick Bolt buff. His skill 2, Last Stand Rush, at base form is a 4-hit melee Brave plus HP attack that grants him his Last Stand buff for 3 turns. His Last Stand buff raises his max Brave and attack, however, it also raises the Brave and HP damage taken by 8. So you really do have to be careful when this buff is active. Do note that to activate his Light Speed Jab, both his Quick Bolt and Last Stand buff must be active. Using his Last Stand buff, his Last Stand Rush Extend passive increases the Brave hits of the skill to 5 and also gains an overflow of up to 150%. Last Stand duration is extended by 4 turns as well. So, equipping his 35 CP weapon passive gives the skill Brave damage boost and also improves the effects of the Last Stand buff. Equipping EX Weapon grants him the ability to use Phantom Rush. Using this ability raises 8's Brave based on his attack and then performs a 4-hit melee Brave plus HP attack with an overflow of up to 120%. Max limit breaking his EX weapon increases the Brave damage and the recast speed of Phantom Rush. Do note that at 2-3, Phantom Rush gives 8 his Phantom Rush buff for 2 turns. This buff gives 8 an evasion rate of 100%, and then once he evades an attack, 8 then counters with Breakside Blow, which is a 6-hit melee Brave plus HP attack that ignores defense and has an overflow of up to 120%. Realizing his EX weapon into EX Plus not only increases the stats provided by the weapon but also gains these effects. At 0-3, Phantom Rush gains a raise in Brave potency and overflow limit. At 1-3, 8's max Brave and attack is raised. At 2-3, 8 is granted his Quick Bolt buff for 8 turns and his Phantom Rush buff for 2 turns at the start of the quest. At max limit break, Phantom Rush's Brave hits is increased to 6 and gains a raise in total Brave potency and overflow limit. When using Breakside Blow, the Brave hits is increased to 8 with a raise in total Brave potency and overflow limit as well. So here are some of 8's notable passives. 8 loves buffs, as most of his passive gives him max Brave, attack, and speed while he is buffed. His level 50 Crystal passive gives him a raise in max Brave and attack while his Quick Bolt buff is active. His AA will not only increase his attack but also extends his active buff's duration for 2 turns. His AA Extend adds an effect that slightly raises his max Brave for 3 turns. It is also recommended to unequip his level 10 passive that raises his speed. This is so that he isn't too fast that his buffs quickly expires. Here are some final thoughts for 8. He is a very powerful melee attacker that brings a dodge and counter mechanic, making him very turn efficient. Aside from this, he has a very potent defense down debuff which can definitely help the party do more damage. And also, let us not forget that his EX ability has Ignore Defense. He really is just one of the powerful melee units right now in Global. However, as we all know, 8 needs proper setup to really be efficient with this kit. Currently, he does not have a taunt debuff, making his counter very, or rather somewhat inconsistent. And of course, pairing him up with certain characters is very crucial for his efficiency. Yuna or Eiko is an example of this, as not only can they provide support, they can also extend his buffs, which is very powerful to 8 as his dodge and counter buff has a very short duration. With that said, I would also avoid teaming him up with characters that has taunt, such as Warrior of Light and Bash and Zack, as they can nullify his counter. For Ingot recommendations, as always, as he is a DPS, it is recommended to have him at 3-3. For artifacts, 3 attack plus 108 and 3 2-star justice driven young pugilist boost is recommended, giving him as much attack as he can. However, Max Brave plus 3-3 can also be a good substitute. So yeah, there you have it guys, my quick explanation or overview for 8. I do hope you were able to learn something about his kit with this video, and if so, please leave a like and comment down below. And yeah, with that being said guys, good luck with your games and I will see you on the next video.